We're battered! We are impacted! We're battered! We're ready to get up! We want to win! Light the fire of power that make us free! We never break down! We want to win! We are impacted! The best team!
Hello and welcome back to episode 61 of Impacted, coming to you live via the Total Nonstop Impact Network on YouTube and Twitch. I am your host, Bison, and today I am joined by the one and only Joker, and of course, the man simply known as Steve. Well, before I sort of speak to the guys, I just want to, basically send our condolences from the TNI-UK team to Jimmy Rave's family and friends, and just let them know that we are thinking about you guys at this time. All the best.
Yeah.
Hello, fellas. How are we doing today?
Somber. Pretty somber.
Somber. Yeah, I agree. A little bit somber today. But how about yourself, Steve? How are you feeling, buddy?
Yeah, I agree. Been through it firsthand, and then
Quiet?
to come home.
Feeling quiet?
home
By the sound of
and, sadly lost one of my best friends a couple of months ago.
Uh-oh.
And then, had the funeral Monday, and then come home and then find out we've lost Jimmy Rave as well. It was a pretty big day.
God.
But yeah, we say
Yeah,
you
I appreciate that,
can't
buddy.
go through it. You just got to sort of keep going on and living their memory, haven't you?
Yeah.
That's it. That's exactly it. You've got to move on. You've got to keep these people in your hearts. And remember all the good times and just remember them as they were. And that's all we can do, because nothing can change the reality. But like you said, all the best to you, buddy, as well, and your family, as well as obviously Jimmy. Like you say, it's not been a great week for that type of stuff. But what about you, Joe? How have you been, buddy?
Not too bad. Same old here, really. Dog's not here at the moment. He's in the other room, so no pestering from Sammy at the moment. So guys, you'll just have to wait.
Yeah, same. Yeah, you got dogs running everywhere. You got them there with you again. The TNI-UK sort of mass dogs.
Yeah, they're somewhere.
Somewhere. Pop up at any moment. Yeah. Are you with us, Bison?
I think he's frozen. Oh,
yeah.
God.
Oh, we lost him.
Oh, Christ.
Oh, well, we'll keep going on. But yeah, I think the first thing we had on the list was what went down at Final Battle with did you see Final Battle Ring of Honor's pay-per-view?
No, I didn't. I saw Eddie Edwards' message about it, and I honestly thought it was him saying he was going to bloody retire. I thought the Ring of Honor wasn't ending until this week, not last week. So when I saw Eddie Edwards put the hashtag out Final Battle, I thought it was him saying that it was his last match, and I was thinking, oh fuck no,
Yeah, like I say, when you put that up, I could see where your head was going. I was like, I don't think Final Battle means his final battle. But no, it was a fantastic event from start to finish. If this for now is their final battle, they can go out with their heads held high, everyone. And yeah, we had a few sort of names pop up. Eddie Edwards. It's great to see Jimmy Jacobs back on screen. Given a message with the history he's got with Ring of Honor, and And yeah, we saw Deonna Purrazzo as well, didn't we? Sort of confront Roxy after her fantastic match.
Well, she was one of the figureheads of the women's division, according to some. So Deonna Purrazzo turning up is no surprise.
No, yeah. And when we interviewed her as well, didn't we? Deonna said that she has so much history with the Ring of Honor, and that's where the Virtuoso actually came from.
Yeah, that's amazing.
So yeah, it's very interesting, and to sort of see where this will go going forward now. You know, will we see Roxy come into Impact, and you know, will we see Deonna, like we said before, be a true belt collector again?
Yeah, I think it's going to be interesting to see where it goes. And kudos to Ring of Honor for going this far. And this isn't a close. What their plan is to reset the whole thing and basically like NXT is doing. Let's take a step back and reset and see where it goes from there. But the guys like EC3 haven't taken it, and Mike Bennett haven't taken it as smoothly as you'd expect. But then EC3 is also using it to push his own stuff as well.
Yeah,
so so we'll see Ring of Honor again, hopefully mid-January, but it's going to be a completely different product.
Right, I'm back.
Yeah, we were just talking about Ring of Honor Final Battle and what went down there.
Okay, buddy. So how am I okay now? Is it better?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, you're fine.
Fantastic. I just did a quick restart. I don't know. I mean, I haven't restarted it for a while, so probably it was something to do with that. I don't know. Okay, so
like you're squeezing the lemon now. So
okay, good. Right. Okay, so let's crack on then with our world of Impact and pro wrestling. Obviously, you just touched on Ring of Honor there. I didn't hear what you touched on. We'll get started with what I've got. Right, so we've got, like you say, Deonna appears at Ring of Honor Final Battle to confront Roxy, offers her a winner-takes-all match when she takes Knockout's title back from Mickie James at Hard to Kill. Could this be a spoiler? Is she going to be taking back the title at Hard to Kill? Well, fingers crossed, because I'd like to see Deonna take the title back. She'd become 3-time Knockouts champion, which would be pretty amazing in some kind of 18 months. So Deonna comes back, that'd be good. And then we've potentially got, obviously, Roxy. Is this an indication that Roxy is heading to Impact Wrestling? What do you guys think?
That'd be great if it does happen. I think we came close to getting someone at Summerversary. I forgot her name now. We thought she was going to come to, and then she ended up going to AEW after she got booted out of NXT. And so if we could get Roxy to come over, that would be a great compensation for that. It was Ruby Riott was I was thinking of. We missed her.
Yeah, so Ruby Riott.
If we could get Roxy, then that would be great.
I can see
Lady Frost and Masha Slamovich
as well. I could see Willow. I could see Willow turning up at Impact as well. I think she'd be a great addition to the Impact Knockouts roster. Again, we need to bolster that roster. We need to get a good 25, 30. Well, I'd say at least 25 knockouts. Yeah. Then that would give us that opportunity to go with that extra show that we've been talking about for all these months. Wow, Courtney, thank you ever so much, sweetheart, for that. $20 super sticker. Absolutely awesome. We really appreciate that. That's absolutely lovely for you to do that for us today. Exactly. That definitely deserves a BAM. I think that that deserves a couple of sound bites. I reckon we could go with a BAM.
Oh baby!
There you go. They're all coming out. That's fantastic. Definitely. So don't forget, guys. If you here's the thing: if you want to tip us, if you want to super sticker us, and there's a certain soundbite that you might want to see, then there you go. There's your opportunity. You might want to hear your soundbite. Well, then give us a little sticker. Who knows?
As Courtney, feel free to chuck one in.
Exactly. Yeah. If there's anything if there is a soundbite, Courtney, that you want us to play, especially for you, let us know in the chat. Let us know in the chat, and we'll bring it out for you. Okay. So awesome. So there's lots of potential there, and talking about the Ring of Honor Final Battle show. We also had loads of former Ring of Honor stars, offering messages and extra at Final Battle as well, including, obviously, Eddie Edwards and Moose from Impact Wrestling. So it was great to see so many people showing their support for Ring of Honor. I thought that was an amazing thing to see. Went through, no matter what promotion it was, there was a lot of people out there going, "Oh, AEW this, AEW that." Well, Impact also did their share. And what I do think is that the segments that the AEW stars that turned up, the segments that the Impact, like Deanna Peraza, turned up, etc., those you'll probably find are the guys that are heading to those particular promotions. A real shame, because I was hoping that Mr. Gresham was heading to Impact, but it looks like he could be heading to AEW as well, or maybe he's just heading for Terminus. Who knows what's going to go there, because we've been seeing lots and lots of stars being added to his first show, so that's going to be interesting
for a while.
Who knows? Another super sticker. And what could you be? What is Punk Nova? Is it Treese? Is that how you'd say that? Punk Nova Treese. Thank you ever so much for that, buddy. What soundbite would you like? We're more than welcome to let us know, and we can pop that one up for you. Someone that makes you chuckle. So it's all good. But what are your thoughts on that? I mean, do you agree with me? Do you think that that's what's happening? The ones that were sort of kind of pushed in those particular segments are the ones that are going to those respective promotions?
It definitely looks like it. I mean, I would be I'm very confident that it looks like the Briscoes are probably going towards AEW, and I would be very confident to say that that Roxy is probably heading towards Impact. There's a few others that you would sort of say they could still fall either side. Like Gresham, I still feel he could do a few dates in AEW, a few dates in, say, MLW, a few dates in Impact, and just sort of go like here, there, and everywhere, and sort of test the waters.
And then eventually decide where he wants to go, kind of thing.
Yeah. But yeah, I do feel like what we saw on Ring of Honor was a case of, okay, they're setting things up for the future.
Yeah, I think so as well. And I guess whatever deals these guys are setting up as well, I think we can safely say that, there is the potential that they're saying, right, okay, well, you can have these, but, when it comes to the title stuff, because if Deanna, for instance, end up doing the unification title, they're obviously saying, well, then Deanna can turn up at a Ring of Honor show in April when they kick it all back off again.
One thing that was set up that was very interesting that Joe touched on was the faction that EC3 came out with. That could be a dangerous faction that could go anywhere.
I agree. Yeah, 100%. I agree with that. Definitely. Come on, Pug. What do you want? And Courtney is totally got no idea what one she wants. I'm just trying to think. I don't know.
Well, we'll be here for another hour, so don't worry.
I know one that everyone would like. Everyone would like a bit of hardcore country.
There you go. How about that? So we've got Punk wanting to love Bison's favorite Renee Michelle to join the Knockouts roster. I agree, that would be wonderful. But what soundbite would you like? Because I don't think we've got a Renee Michelle one, unfortunately. I don't know. Oh, Keith Goldman, I want a Johnny Swinger. That's interesting. Well, give us a sticker. It's all yours. Yes, that would be a good one. Mia's suggesting for Courtney. Maybe that one would be the one. What do you think, Courtney? Is that the soundbite you want to hear? You let us know, sweetie. You let us know. Obviously, we've already hit on the Jimmy Rave, total legend. We do want to offer our condolences to him, not to him, to his family and friends, as we've already done so. Absolute legend. What more can you say? Just an absolute legend. Impact also announced a French commentary team for the Hard to Kill pay-per-view on Fight. Now, what are your thoughts on that? Now, I mean, obviously, you've got the French Canadians, or could this be related to, a potential move in France? We know that we've got a Russian announced team now, which are obviously going to be doing the pay-per-views based on the fact that we've now got a deal in Russia. What are your thoughts on this? Is this something? Is it is this an indication that they might be hitting Europe now? What are your thoughts?
Definitely.
I don't know. What do you think? You think so?
I think it shows that they're taking the international audience a lot more seriously than like say WWE would do. You know, WWE is usually there's a Spanish announce team for the Mexican audience, and then there's the English team, and then that's it. That Impact Wrestling now got a Russian team, they got a French team. I think they've got a Spanish team as well for Mexico and Spain as well. But they're seeming to pick all the countries that they're going to and trying to get a team for them, which is great. I think they have one for Germany already. I'm not sure, but they've got Europe is on their radar, and so hopefully tours of Europe will probably be over the next couple of years as well, given how things hopefully go with the pandemic and everything. But to get the company on screens at the moment seems to be the focus and get all the attention on them there. So they're doing that, and then they hopefully will be pushed towards touring and everything by the end of next year. That would be
awesome. Steve, it looks like she's definitely interested in the you're the effing greatest, or I am the effing greatest soundbite. Are we ready? Ready, Courtney? I think Steve's just going to set this one up. Are we ready? This is your special soundbite for your $20 sticker, which is absolutely incredible. You deserve this soundbite. Let's go.
I am the f***ing greatest.
There you go. Fantastic soundbite. We love that one.
We've got a James Storm one for Punk Nova.
Oh, yeah. Do we have the James Storm one set up, Steve? Have we still got that one on there? We still got James Storm on there?
I don't know.
Yeah.
You'd have to have a little look. Anyway, so we've gone through the French Announce team. See if you can find it. We'll add it in a second. But the most amazing news, all right, that I can... I'm so over the moon with this news, okay? So, 2 reasons, really. So, we've got the IPWF meet and greet. Now, what's interesting about that one is it includes Sex Fuck You Buddy Ferguson, which is what I was calling for. I think this is perfect. And I really hope Chad Too Bad is in there as well. I think that's going to be awesome. We've also got Sonny Sanders. So obviously that's Sami Callihan. So he's coming in for this one, which is going to be great. Obviously, Sonny Sanders is the manager. He was the manager of. I'm trying to remember the challenger last time, and that the champion. It was Ethan Page, and he was playing somewhat Cumberbatch, I believe.
Julian Cumberbatch.
That's it, Julian Cumberbatch, or something like that, Cumberbatch or something. So who's Sonny Sanders going to be representing now? This is the thing. This is the thing. We've also got Rapid Delivery Pete, which is obviously Rich Swann. We've got Ladybird Johnson, which is obviously Havoc. Johnny Swinger is himself. Well, let's face it, he was in the Territories Daddy, so he was all over this one. And we've got Jazzy Fit Body, which is obviously Madison Rain. So that's the meet and greet. But like I said, the big news for me is obviously Sex Ferguson is going to be at IP.
This place rules.
Hell yeah. So good. There you go. He's in there. Excellent. You found one. Fantastic. Hello, Hakeem. Nice to see you, buddy. We've got Keith in the house as well, which is great. Terrence Sullivan's in the house. So great to see. Obviously, we know Courtney's in there. Fantastic. Lovely to see people in the house today. Great. Now, I'm also sporting my latest TNI United Kingdom shirt in a beautiful blue. Don't forget, if you need this one, it's over on Pro Wrestling Tees /Total Nonstop Impact. Go and check that one out. It's a good shirt. I enjoy it. I think it really brings out the color in my eyes. So make sure, guys, that you get over there and check that one out. But talking about the IPWF, obviously, that's coming up. Throwback Throwdown 2 is coming back this Saturday, the 18th. I'm definitely going to be up for this one. I'm really looking forward to it. I was a big fan of the first one. I think, it's one of the, it's at the end of the day, stop taking yourself so seriously. Just get out there and enjoy it. One thing that I do know is that all of the wrestlers enjoy doing this. They enjoy taking off some of their sort of kind of, favorite kind of types of wrestlers from back in the day. I think it's fantastic, and you need to tune into this because it's a lot of fun.
Turn that frown upside down, my man.
Exactly. What are your thoughts on this one, Joe? I know you like this show.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to this one. I enjoyed it last year, or when it was, I can't remember now. It was the year before because Tessa Blanchard was there.
Yeah.
I enjoyed the first one, and like you said, it's one of these events where it's just let's just let loose and end the year on a high. You know, it's been a pretty damp year for everybody again. So rather than tie everything up with because the next big event now is Hard to Kill, so why put everyone at risk basically in Final Resolution? Let's end it on a huge high note instead, and they've done that perfectly.
I agree. What about you, Steve? What are your thoughts?
Yeah, it's one of those things where you don't realize how serious people take wrestling until you see something like this, and everyone's like, "Oh, this is awful." It's just a bit of fun that it's to kind of sit back, relax, and sort of just have a good night watching a bit of kind of comedic wrestling.
Yeah,
but
just
it's
have
done
some fun.
really well. Yeah, just to sort of you put a comedy show on and enjoy it. And that's kind of what this is. It's meant to be not taken too seriously, and Impact do that very well.
I think so too. I think this is going to be a lot of fun. I'm looking forward
And
to it.
around the holiday period, that's the time to do it.
Yeah,
Exactly, and I agree with that totally, 100%. Rest of the year is very serious. So let's have some fun in December. Now, interesting. I'm gonna put this one to bed quite quickly. I notice there's a lot of people talking about Scarlett and Cross in the thing. Do you know what? I don't want to give them any airtime whatsoever. I think I said all I need to say in a group chat that we had that we've got on Twitter. I got nothing else to say on that whatsoever. I don't want to give them any time whatsoever. So there you go. Good luck to them. All I got to say is good luck to them. Go and do your thing.
Yeah.
And that's it. So that's all good. So then we get Lady Frost announced to face Hyan at the AAW Unstoppable pay-per-view. Now, I'm well excited about this one. As you know, I do watch some of the other promotions. I'm a big fan of Wrestling Revolver. I do watch the AAW stuff. Obviously Trent is involved there, so I try and watch as much of that sort of stuff as I can. And I'm actually looking forward to this because I got to see Hyan live, and she's a bloody good wrestler. She's a good female, like another talent I'd love to see as an Impact knockout, quite frankly. But I think Lady Frost versus Hyan at AAW Unstoppable is going to be a pretty great match. Now, talking about Lady Frost, of course, now she's officially signed with Impact, and I think a lot of people have been calling for it. I think they made a real big deal on this last week's show. The way that they sort of kind of gave her that pretty decent match to win on top, at the end of BTI, a good 10-minute match, which is really good. Ended with an incredible twisting, off the top right. I don't know what that's called, but it's a bloody amazing move. Sort of twisting. It's like a moonsault where she twists in the air.
Temperature drop.
That's what she's calling it, the temperature drop.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. Incredible move. It was a really good match to start off her, officially signed career as an Impact knockout. And then, of course, later on, we got the Ultimate X stuff, which, she's now going to be in the Ultimate X match at Hard to Kill, which is fantastic. I think they pretty much made a real big deal of Lady Frost joining the Knockouts roster all the way through last Thursday. What were your thoughts on this, guys? And the incredible Lady Frost joining the Knockouts?
Well, don't forget that she was officially the first knockout to be added to the Ultimate X as well. That's how big a deal they made of it. So, yeah, she came in. And every time she's come in, she's had a fantastic performance. And, yeah, they officially announced her signing on Impact, and it felt special. It felt like she was an important member of the roster now. And they gave her a good match. She again put in a fantastic performance, and they gave her a good promo backstage as well. And she came across very well and got a good endorsement from Gail Kim, who they have now given the authority over as the Knockouts.
Yeah.
And then, to be the first person as the to be inducted to be put into the Ultimate Knockouts Ultimate X, that's a pretty big standard.
I agree totally. What about you, Joe? Because I know you're a Lady Frost fan.
Oh, huge fan. I've watched this match 3 times. I watched it on BTI on YouTube before the night started, and I watched it twice over the last 2 days. The match is incredible, and there's no better way to remind everyone who Lady Frost is if you've missed her. The other 2 times we've seen her this year against Deanna Purrazzo and against Rachel Ellering, and she's been incredible from start to finish in every match she's been in, and this is just the best way to say welcome to Impact Wrestling. No,
Yeah, totally.
Go out there and free some ass.
Yeah, get out there and smash it. Yeah, no, definitely. And Mia, if you don't know Hyan, you need to go and check her out, because trust me, she's a talent. She's an upcoming talent.
Yeah,
She
she's been
made
an
it-
Impact.
I was going to say she
Impact
made an
3
appearance.
times. Yeah,
Yeah, a
she's
while
faced-
ago, but what was she on? It
She
was one of
faced she's faced Casey Spinelli in the past on Explosion, and she's faced Tessa Blanchard as well.
Yeah, but it'd be really cool
And
to get her. Yeah, basically they were squash matches, though, weren't they?
yeah, all of the Mexican tapings and that around the GFW era, and just afterwards she made an appearance with Tessa Blanchard was in as well.
Yeah, so it would be good to get her in now, though, because trust me, she's a talented lady. So I'd love to see that. I'd really, really love to see that. No, Mia, I think what we're talking about, bud, is it a weekly all knockout show? Yeah, that's what we need. That's what Impact need to do, and they need to do it before WoW kicks off. Come on, get on it, Impact. Let's get it done. But so definitely looking to move things forward. And I'm very happy Lady Frost has been signed. Now all we got to do is get the Butterfinger champion in there as well, Victor, and you know, Savage Gent. Let's get him in, and let's get them teaming together. Let's get pretty proper together on Impact Wrestling. I think that would be cool.
Yeah.
Imagine
This is the good stuff.
even if they don't bring them back in until Homecoming, so that they can become the Homecoming King and Queen, that would be very cool. So it would be good to have those guys on. Now, coming back to the UK scene. Now, Gary Ward, who friend of the show we had on, a month or so ago, owner of UK promotion Wrestle Carnival, made an interesting offer to Impact via Twitter to make Carnival their UK home. Now, I think that's an interesting thing. I think it's an interesting thought. I think it'd be good to see, Impact getting involved with them. Maybe we could get Wrestle Carnival on the Impact Plus app, for instance. There's lots of opportunities there. And of course, we could get some sort of partnership going with Impact stars coming over to perform at Wrestle Carnival, etc. It'd be really cool. I think what's important about this, though, is that regardless of where there is a connection made between Wrestle Carnival and Impact, what is really important is we get that Maximum Impact tour back in the UK. We need to get Impact Wrestling back to the UK. It's important. It's what will help them get the TV deal. Get some UK wrestlers on the roster. That's what we need. Get your wrestlers becoming more and more popular with the UK audience. And doing something with a UK promotion like Wrestle Carnival would help that. Let's get this more familiar. Let's get people seeing these guys and wanting to watch Impact again. It's important. I think it could work. But definitely interesting to see where that goes. I mean, he was tagging Scott and Josh Matthews in that. I know that Gary knows them both, so it'd be interesting to see whether anything comes from that. That's for sure.
Shocking.
I don't know.
That's shocking. That's the first I've heard of it, and that's just incredible.
And I mean, Impact is always a home for what they would call like the misfits, isn't it? They're happy to be known for that. And could you think of an English sort of a British sort of promotion to what better to sort of work with than Wrestle Carnival full of carnies?
Yeah.
You've
why
got
not?
the Land of Misfits and the Carnival full of carnies. It's like a match made in heaven.
Too right, it's too right. But I mean, Wrestle Carnival turning up on the Impact Plus app would be really cool too. And
yeah,
there's just there's so many potential options there for them to work together really well. Who knows? You could start seeing Wrestle Carnival, matches on the digital, match of the week kind of thing, and all sorts. There's all sorts of stuff that could be done there and could work out really, really well. And I think, there's definitely an opportunity there for these guys to work together and do something really cool. So if you're listening, Josh, if you're listening, Scott Demore, if you're listening, Gary, let's get together. Let's make it happen. It would be very cool. Very cool indeed. And it looks like a few of the people in the chat think the same thing too. So,
everyone's going mad for it.
I think it's a great idea. I'd love to see it. And of course, we know that Gary's good with working with talents. He's brought Jordan Grace over, John Gresham. He's bringing Eric Young over in January, early February. I'm going to see him at a show. So who else could be turning up? I'm a big champion for getting Josh over there, getting Josh over here as well. Josh Alexander come over, do a UK tour would be great. Jake Chris would be great. I know he's not involved in Impact at the moment, but it'd still be pretty cool. He could come over with Nevaeh. How cool would that be? Jake Chris and Nevaeh turning up. You could even have Eddie Edwards and Alicia turn up. That would be really cool. They could come over and do a couple of week tour.
There's that British style, couldn't he?
Oh yeah, God, can you imagine it? I'd love to see Eddie face. Let me have a think. Who Eddie would be really about Maxted. Yeah, Flex Maxted. That would be an incredible match. Eddie Edwards against him. Chris Ridgway would be a really good match. They go hard. They go hard. That could be an interesting match. I mean, there's loads and loads of potentials out there
for reals.
Definitely. That's one of my favorites, that one. I like that one. And I can't wait for Ty to come back so that we could use it more often. In fact, so we can get some new ones. That would be really cool. Get some new ones from Ty.
It's coming, isn't it?
I hope so. I really do. She put a tweet out earlier on today, which I found really interesting. Now, I know that it's related to the fact that she's now moved back to LA because she put a tweet out which is saying something about farewell Florida, never going back there, or something like that. Well, if you think about that, is there a sub thing there saying that she's not going to AEW?
Maybe.
That's Jacksonville's in Florida, is it not? AEW is not based, they're based out of Florida, so maybe it is. I don't know, but there's an interesting thought. Is there a subliminal message in there? I don't know. That was just me thinking about that. But yeah, she's moved back.
Just want to hope Impact don't hold an event in Florida.
Yeah, because she doesn't want to go there. She's not coming. Interesting stuff. Interesting. Just so you know, guys, my Boomer Bison popped in earlier. She popped me in a nice little can of Costa coffee there. A nice limited edition, a Christmas special, bit of gingerbread latte. We love a bit of that, don't we? Bit of gingerbread latte. In the UK, you'll know all about this kind of, the Costa coffee. They don't have them in the US. I remember looking around everywhere. Obviously, the US are a bit more Starbucks, aren't they? They're
Starbucks.
We love the Costa here in the UK. I'm a big fan of the Costa. So Costa coffee, gingerbread latte, beautiful. Hey, we need to get sponsored now. Come on, Costa, get sponsoring the show. Look, I'm showing you can. Get sponsoring the show, Costa Coffee.
You guys swing?
But there you go. So that was interesting to see that. Now, of course, we've also got 4 matches already announced for Hard to Kill in January the 8th in Dallas. Moose versus Cardona versus Marcy for the world title. We've got Josh Alexander versus Jonah, which is just a grudge match type thing. We've got the Knockouts Ultimate X #1 contendership match. You must remember that. We've got, obviously, to face the Knockouts champ. We've got Lady Frost, announced Jordan Grace, Rachel Ellering, Tasha Steeles, Rosemary, Chelsea Green. And we've also got the Knockouts title match, which will be Hardcore Country herself, Mickie James versus Deonna Purrazzo. So far, we have got a great card lined up. That's 4 matches. I mean, we've got another at least 4 or 5 to go, plus a pre-show. What are your thoughts on the matches? go on. What were the thoughts you've got on the matches so far? Let's talk about the matches we know we're going to get. What are your thoughts on these matches, guys? Let's go with Joe first. He's gagging to go.
I was a bit disappointed that Alicia Edwards is not in the Ultimate X match, but every knockout that's in this match has won the last match they've been in, so it makes sense for them to be in this match. Although I would love to have seen Alicia Edwards in the Ultimate X match, but what I'm hoping to see from this, and I've already put to Alicia Edwards, is kick off next year going on a massive heel turn. Now, Gail Kim and Scott D'Amore have said no, you can't do this match. You're basically saying you're not good enough. Well, what has she got to do? So have her go on a massive rampage, just whip out Kendra and batter the shit out of everyone for the start, and see where it goes from there. And see if it gets her a title shot eventually, or something down the road that way. The main event, Morrissey and Matt Cardona and Moose, that is going to be a hell of a match to beat, and it's only the start of the year. So that's match of the year, right up there, along with the Ultimate X for me already. Yeah, before it's even that's just on paper. I'm just really looking forward to all these matches, and I'm looking forward to seeing what else is coming through, and especially for guys like Ace Austin, who's due to come back at Hard to Kill, and Eddie Edwards. I want to see what they're going to do with him as well, if he's going to be used.
Yeah. Okay. What about you, Steve? What are your thoughts on the 4 matches we've already got advertised?
Yeah, like Joe said, the 4 matches have been built up really well in the short space they've had. Everyone in the Ultimate X has a reason to be in there. They've all earned their way into the match, and it's a perfect blend of knockouts, really. So I feel like this is going to be a very good match. The Alexander and Jonah match, it's going to be a complete barn brawler. The Mckay versus Deanna match, again, it's only a rematch, but there is a lot of heat in that match. And the 3-way main event, it's kind of like every man is his own man kind of thing. So it is going to be 3-on-3 now, which they've done very, very well over time, turning Morrissey into kind of like, separating him from Moose now. So it's very, very good. And they're very, very, even though they haven't announced them, you've got a good idea what the other matches could be.
Yeah, now this is what I want to touch on because, okay, so one thing's interesting. We'll get on it a little bit further down the line, but, okay, we now know that we're not going to get Decay going for that world title again, going for the tag titles and Knockouts tag titles again, because obviously Rosemary is now in the Ultimate X. So where does that leave Havoc? So, I'm interested to see what happens with Havoc because they're not going to not have her do something. So somewhere along the line, we've got to see Havoc do something. We know it's not going to be going for the Knockouts title again. So there's something that comes out of that. Obviously, the fact that Jordan Grace is also in there means that we're not going to get a digital media title match.
Maybe.
They're not going to have 2 matches, are they? They're not going to give her 2 matches on the same night. That's not going to happen.
Either that or she does lose it before then.
What, on another show? Like, there isn't any shows to lose it on.
Well, they are having...
They've got one. Well, you've got tomorrow. Next week is obviously the Christmas one. They're just going to be best of and stuff, isn't it?
No, but they're doing the Tuesday shows, aren't they? So they may put it. They may do a show on that.
What, the digital media match? You mean?
Yeah.
They may just put a digital. I don't think so. I think that would be a complete waste of a title match to do that. Yeah, but they may do. They may do. I'll be very surprised.
Feel a bit of a derail the fact that last pay-per-view you had the champion win it, and then the next pay-per-view they're not even defending it.
Yeah, maybe. But then maybe, like I said before, when we were talking about how if you want to make it more digital media, maybe this is the championship that only gets defended on Impact Plus specials. That's the way I look at it. I don't think it should be defended on a pay-per-view. Yeah,
but then the first hour is on like YouTube and that, isn't it?
I guess. I mean, it could be the pre-show match. I guess. but then you're just having that digital media championship defended on every pre-show for a pay-per-view. I don't know. I mean, you could still do it, I suppose, on a pre-show for a pay-per-view, but I think if you're going to go true digital media, it has to be Impact Plus specials that gets defended on. But I mean, we'll just have to wait and see.
Yeah.
But I do think that rules that out. If she's in the Ultimate X match, I can't see it being defended any other time before then, not personally. So that's interesting stuff. But we've got some good stuff in there, like you say. I mean, the Jonah Alexander match is going to be an absolute slog and upper. Absolutely, I can't wait for that one. I mean, if the last few matches that we've seen on Impact, if it's anything like those, good lord, we're in for a absolute treat with that one. Obviously, Alexander Jonah is going to be an absolute smasher. Ultimate X is a first. You're watching history being made. That's going to be great. And for me, Mickie James Diana, that's again, that's got class written all over it. Regardless of who wins, I'm sure it's going to be Diana Peraza's going to win that back. But, either way, Mickie James is still awesome. And I still think this is going to be an incredible match, definitely. Now, moving on from that, this past week on Impact, we saw the Good Brothers align themselves with Violent by Design. What does this mean, guys? Because that now has become quite a formidable kind of team. I mean, if they've got some sort of deal going now, you've got, as we know, we've got a match to talk about later that's going on tomorrow night. But I mean, you've got Big Doc Gallows, you've got Joe Doran, ginormous guys, both as tall as each other. You've got Carl Anderson, who we know is a badass as well in the ring. Diener, Eric Young. I mean, this is turning into quite a team. Do we think that this is a real thing? Is this going forward that these guys have now got some kind of alliance? What do you think?
Yeah, I think for the short term, definitely. When they wouldn't just have Joe Doring break his silence for a one-off stint like this. I mean, this will probably go until Hard to Kill or from Hard to Kill through to like Rebellion. And I think this would be a great way. We were talking about it before we started. This would be a great way to bring Davey Richards back in to make an appearance in Impact Wrestling, because at the moment it's Heath and Rhino, Rich Swann, and Willie Mack. And they'll need somebody else, and that'll most likely be Eddie Edwards. And say if like Heath or Rhino or one of them gets taken out, it would be a great way to bring Davey Richards to it and have them versus the Good Brothers. That's what I want to see. If
that would be awesome. Yeah, I'd like to see that. I mean, Davey Richards is very clearly stated that he's contracted to MLW, but the forbidden door is clearly open. So who knows? Are we going to see Davey turn up alongside Eddie Edwards as the Wolves reunited on Impact Wrestling? I'd like to see it. I think a lot of people would like to see it. There is a hint of it when we go to our digital media match a little bit later. I don't think they're not just showing that for no reason, I'm sure. But interesting, I think Mir's got a very interesting thing here. He's saying, could we get a 4-way tag team match at Hard to Kill? So we've got
that for a while.
VBD, 2 guys from VBD, the Good Brothers lining themselves together versus the Soldiers, Heath and Rhino. I think that's a possibility. I think that is a strong possibility.
We've not seen one of them on a pay-per-view, at least, since Bound for Glory 2020, have we?
No, that was when ASOS and Fulton were there.
So it would feel kind of a bit fresh, and especially if you've got 2 heel teams who are kind of on the same page, you're going to be watching for that who's going to turn on who kind of thing. Yeah,
I agree. It's interesting. I think this, like you say, I don't think it's a long-term thing. I think it's a short-term alignment. Just kind of, a mutual thing.
The one to watch here will be EY, because he's the one in the background pulling the strings.
Yeah, of course. So,
I think it's one of those where the Good Brothers are going to be like, we're in control of everything, but quietly EY's manipulating everything. So he's the one who you're going to have to sort of slowly keep an eye on what's going on.
Eric Young said it best. He's stronger, he's smarter, and he's younger than all of you.
And this is the truest weapon.
Yeah.
I agree, and of course, this past week we've also seen Joe Doring break his silence. Finally, we're not just getting grunts. How is Ringside Bill going to take this? We've finally got Joe Doring having something to say. It's going to be interesting. It's not just.
We're not going to get ourselves tested after this.
Well, exactly. But like you say, Joe Doran finally breaks his silence. I'm interested to know what Bill's got to say on this one. I'm sure he'll let us know tomorrow night on the flagship review show. Make sure you go and check that one out directly after the show. I'm sure he's going to have something to say about Joe finally breaking his silence. But yeah, no, I thought that was interesting, and of course, it's taken this alignment for Joe to finally break his silence. So I'm looking forward to seeing where this one goes. Now, also this past week on Impact, we saw some tension building between the Inspiration with two eyes and, of course, the Influence. Could this be our Knockouts tag team match for Hard to Kill? And would this be the perfect time for Tenille to turn on Madison and join the Inspiration? Especially with the fact that we've got this match scheduled for Thursday, which we'll get to in a second. But do you think that's what we're going to get? We're going to get the Inspiration versus the Influence for the tag titles at Hard to Kill. What are your thoughts? Let's go with Steve.
Yes, I think that is what we're going to get, because I think if you look at the landscape of the knockout tag teams, then they're really the only one that you can put in this spot. All the others are either in the Ultimate X or one of the tag team is in the Ultimate X. So it's really only the Inspiration or the Undead Bridesmaids who you could put in this spot, and the Influence at the moment are more credible.
I agree.
As to whether they'll split up, it can go either way, really. I think it would be good I think that the group with Tenille would work, but I think having both teams as they are also works. So it could go either way, really. I do think that the long-term booking would be for the Undead Bridesmaids to take the titles off of the Inspiration, because don't forget they made a deal with them, didn't they?
Yeah, that's true. Actually, that is interesting. What about you, Joe? You're into the Undead Realm stuff. So come on, what are your thoughts on this? Are we going to see Inspiration versus the Influence, and then the Undead Bridesmaids turn up and take those tag titles? What do you think?
Yeah, I see a long-term build between Tenille Dashwood and the Inspiration as their rivalry progresses, and so they'll face each other at Hard to Kill, and I see it then. Tenille Dashwood will just jump side to to her other Aussies, and that'll like alienate Madison, mainly Caleb with the K, and they'll slowly drift off. And we'll get the Undead Bridesmaids coming in then to take the belts off of them. But I'm just looking forward to seeing what they're going to do with Kimberly and Brandy Loren, because Kimberly's playing up this character so well. It's a shame to see it only be used so lightly, because Kimberly is absolutely nailing this Undead Bridesmaids character.
I don't think he's really appreciated much.
You know what? I think Ted's got something to say about that segment. Oh, then maybe he hasn't. Maybe he hasn't got something to say. Let me just check. Just check that his voice box is working. Hang on. Have I accidentally switched him off? What's going on?
While Bison's sorting Ted's ass out. The other
where is it?
the other thing with I can see the Inspiration and the Influence, them two going back and forth is a great way to keep the Knockouts titles going while we wait for Decay and Rachel Ellering and Jordan Grace possibly to come back into the fold. So it's a great rivalry to give the Influence as a bit more chance to shine.
You look a bit busy there, Bison.
Yeah, it's a bit
In my ass.
He's yeah, exactly. In his ass. It's just not. It's not going on. I don't know what's going on with.
Uncle is this? If the 80s don't come back and get they uncle for real.
I don't know what's going on, boys. He's switched on. I'm gonna have to. I've only just put brand new batteries in him as well to make him longer. Make him louder. So I don't know what's going on there.
Make him longer. God almighty.
Yeah, they understood about half of that.
I don't know what's going on with this. I've got it. I've got it, guys.
Yeah, this is horrible.
It is horrible. I'm going to have to... let's try it one more time. Hang on. He's not working, boys. Ted's not working. We were literally just playing with him before the show, weren't we, guys? Like, we were just like... I put brand new batteries in him, so he was lovely and loud. It's not happening. What's going on?
First we get Bison songs, now we trying to get the teddy bear longer.
I don't know.
Bison's bear needs to get longer. Oh dear.
Man, I think maybe I don't know. Maybe I pulled the wire or something.
They laughed, and they laughed, and they laughed, and they laughed.
Aha!
You ever hear a Boston girl have an orgasm? Oh yeah! Oh yeah! Had it! Oh God, that was so good. Now I'm gonna stuff my fucking face with Pepperidge Farm.
There you go. Ted's back, everyone. Ted's back. I've got no
Christmas
idea.
Miracle.
It is. It's a Christmas miracle. Ted's back alive. He's alive.
That's our savior was reborn.
Hang on. Let's make sure he's definitely still working. Hang on, guys. Hang on.
Well, you never should have trusted me. I'm on drugs.
Yes! And he's back! Yes! He's back. I don't know what happened. I think he was playing a joke. Because
I don't know whether to say congratulations or I'm sorry.
Honestly, say congratulations.
Come on, let's sing the thunder song. When you hear the sound of thunder, don't you get too scared. Just
Say
grab your thunder buddy and
say
say
the
these
magic words. Fuck you, thunder.
You can suck my dick. You can't get me thunder because you're
Just God's farts. There you go. Ted is back. With a vengeance. Ted is back. I don't know what the hell happened there. How random was that, guys? I was thinking, oh no, I put new batteries in him. We were gonna, you know what I mean? We were gonna get a segment. We were gonna get him going. Might have even got him playing the, the old hardcore country at some point. But no, it like new batteries, everything, and he just completely let me down. Ted, I'm not happy, mate. I'm not happy about it. You let me down.
Stay in your corner.
I agree. Best moments. TNI moment of the year. Ted returns from the dead.
Dear. That's always the way. The best moments are the things that go wrong.
Exactly. He was, his stuffing was stuffed in a little bit, fucked up and that. But you know what? He's back. And that's the main thing. Alrighty then. Anyway, so we're all good. He just for a minute there, it reminded me of that Frankenstein moment. He's alive. He's alive. Anyway, he come back for the dead, so all good.
The film would have been very different had he created Ted.
I agree. But anyway, imagine if he does get up and start walking. That would be scary, wouldn't it? But anyway, so going back to the inspiration of Madison after all of that. So it's all good to see. I think this is turning out to be good. I think the inspiration are starting to really build into this now. We're getting lots of good stuff backstage. Everything's building up. I mean, one of the best moments of the the week before show was obviously Tenille meeting up with the inspiration. That was a great vignette. A great sex, and the way that they brought everything, great segment. It was a great segment. The way that they sort of kind of brought all that stuff through. Jesus Christ, what is going on with you boys? You got filthy minds. So it was a really good moment. And I like the way that they're building it. I really do. I think it's going to be great moving forward. I think this will be a good match at Hard to Kill as well. So we'll get a little bit further on with regards to that a little bit later. Now, at the end of an awesome hard-hitting match with W. Morrissey, we see Matt Cardona standing tall, lifting the Impact World title belt above his head. Is this a sign of what's to come at Hard to Kill in January? On January the 8th, on pay-per-view, Hard to Kill. What are your thoughts, guys? What are your thoughts on this?
I think Matt Cardona is going to eat the pin on Hard to Kill, and Moose is going to retain. But it's a great way to really hammer home that Matt Cardona is the good guy in this match, while W. Morrissey is now the in-betweener. And like Steve said earlier, they've managed to write this brilliantly, how to get all three of these guys as their own individual, in their own individual corners, and their own individual characters, rather than be Morrissey and Moose are still working as a team, and we expect Morrissey to turn on Moose during the match, and it's not be as overblown and surprising as what we're going to see from them now, because we don't know what the hell Morrissey's going to do. And will he work with Cardona? Will he still work with Moose? And how soon will they just beat each other up?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's going to be, I mean, we know for the last couple of weeks, we've seen some incredible matches, so I'm now not bothered that this is going to be a three-way. I was initially, I was like, oh man, I really want to see Moose go one-on-one, you know what I mean? But after what we've seen over the past few weeks, I think this is going to be one seriously badass match. Is Matt Cardona going to win? No. Is he going to get pinned? No, I don't think he's going to get pinned either. I think Morrissey's going to get pinned. But I think that then is going to fuel the fire even more with regards to Matt Cardona, because he's going to then get a little bit more fire in his belt. And I think we're slowly seeing Matt Cardona go heel. You saw that his ring gear last week was going less day glow, a lot more sort of kind of black and dark colors. Which is what you would expect from a heel. You don't want to see him, heels you don't generally see with sort of kind of bright neon colors, do you? They're generally sort of dark colors. So you can see that's gradually happening. So where is this going to go? And I do believe that we're heading towards heel Matt Cardona, and that is what's best for Impact, in my opinion. What about you, Steve?
I don't know if we'll get heel Matt Cardona. I kind of think we'll get like the Eddie of was it 2017, sort of 2018, sort of like that tweener kind of Matt Cardona.
Yeah, just really twisted and really angry.
Yeah. But yeah, you're right. Like the last few matches we've seen him, in my opinion, have been the most I've been interested in him, because he has been kind of just on the edge. And part of me feels like he will eat the pin, but he'll be in a position where he'll have the pin again, because again, this will be a case of him being so close and then having it taken away from him, and he'll then be like, oh God, what more can I do, kind of thing. And yeah, it's very much of like, he just needs that little bit, and it's like, well, what I've got now isn't good enough, kind of thing. So yeah, they are pushing him, and the further along you go, where he was a year ago, it's getting closer.
It is. It's definitely getting closer. But I really, really want to see Matt go heel. I really, really do. The more heel he goes, the better he becomes for me. And also, the more I think, Jesus Christ, WWE, like, why did you not turn this guy heel? Like, seriously.
The only thing I worry is, like, we don't have too many top-level baby faces. So,
well, then maybe that's where a few people can come in. A lot of people are saying, like, Johnny Impact doesn't fit anymore, but Johnny Impact is a face, so bring Johnny Impact in.
But even then, he was better as a heel, I felt.
What, Johnny? Yeah, possibly. Well, he's a bit of a tweener, really, isn't he? To be fair,
he done face, and I thought he was very good. But then I felt when he won the title, he was very just okay. But when he turned heel, I thought he was fantastic.
he was much stronger. Yeah, I guess. But I think it's a lot easier. I think it's easier to play a heel than it is to play a face.
Everyone has said that.
Because you can just sort of kind of like turn it on. It's difficult, I think, really sort of becoming that face and getting the crowd to totally love you. That's hard. I don't think it's hard to get somebody to hate you. You only have to say one thing.
Oh yeah, you have to look
But
at
then there's
someone
heel
and
heat and
out.
get off my TV heat, isn't there?
Yeah, there's lots of different things, I mean, I could just, I could sit here now and just, say something which could gain me heat straight off the bat. I've only got, I could just turn around and stand there and start slagging Kenny Omega off, or CM Punk, CM Skunk, or something like that. And before you know it, I'm the worst, host of TNI in wrestling history. Yeah, exactly. Do you know what I mean? So
You're nothing but a selfish prick.
I can do that. You're nothing but a selfish prick. Yeah. What do you think? Any good?
I'm gonna. How dare you?
Turn that microwave sideways and shove it up your candy ass. But there you go. There's loads of. It is definitely easier to go heel on people. I quite enjoy playing around with heel stuff, because genuinely I'm actually quite a nice guy, even though some people don't think it. So actually, to sort of kind of like say, heely stuff, is fun because it's not me. It's not the sort of person I am. So yeah, it's interesting on sort of kind of like I think that's probably why a lot of people, especially genuinely nice people, like to play heels, because like Rohit, for instance, Rohit is a genuinely nice bloke. You know what I mean? He really is a genuinely nice bloke, but he plays a great heel, doesn't he?
Yeah, he's also used to everyone doubting him as well, so that really helps play into his character as well.
Yeah, exactly.
And then he plays off that, and he plays off of the fact that he plays off of it even more, which just makes him incredibly unique.
Yeah, no, exactly. I agree. So I just think it seems to work. And Josh Alexander is another one. A real genuine guy. I remember I interviewed him. Probably about 12 months ago. Well, way more, about 18 months ago. And I remember saying to him after the interview, you know what, Josh, I wasn't sure about you because when you first came in, I thought you came across as a little bit offish. But then as the interview progressed on and we sort of kind of started to get a bit of a rapport going, I realized you're actually just a nice bloke. And at the end of the interview, when everything was switched off, we just had a chat for 20 minutes, and actually I realized then, I was like, this guy's actually a really nice bloke. But he does have this sort of kind of look, which makes straight away you're like, ooh.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? So, and a lot of wrestlers have that. But then a lot of wrestlers don't. But most wrestlers have that sort of kind of that you're not too sure, standoffish kind of feel about it. But yeah, no, it's interesting how these sort of things pan out, I guess. But yeah, like I said, I think this is going to be interesting. I'm liking the way Matt's going. I've got so much interest in Matt at the moment. From the start, I've wanted to see Matt go heel, and I hope he does. You might be right. He may not. He may go tweenery or whatever, but I think he's going to go full on heel. And I hope he does, because I've wanted to see that pretty much from the start of his, tenure in Impact Wrestling. So come on, Matt. Let's see full heel. Let's go for it. Let's really show the world exactly what you're made of, because I think it's what's missing. I think it's what's missing. What on earth was that? Anyway, so it's all good. It's all good. Now, moving on, we've also got some very interesting with the digital media match for this week. It looks like obviously they're taking a little bit of time out. We're leading into Christmas, the holiday season. They're laying back a little bit on what's going on. They've obviously not done any more digital media matches at the moment, and they're showing some really cool matches as some specials, exclusives or whatever, which I think is great. We got the wrestling revolver match of the reunited Wolves versus Infrared. Now, what's interesting about this match is, I know you got something to say on this, Joe, because you thought this match was awesome, and so did I. I watched it live. It was Tales from the Ring, I believe. Yeah, I bought it on pay-per-view. I thought it was a really good pay-per-view. It was an amazing match with Jake Christ, where it was full crimson blood everywhere right from the start of the match. It was an amazing match, really good 20-minute match. It was great. But this match was great as well. Of course, it ended with the Wolves winning the Wrestling Revolver tag titles. So it's kicking them off as a team again now. Obviously, moving forward, they're going to continue teaming outside of Impact. I honestly believe that the reason they're showing this is that they are teasing the Wolves coming back to Impact. I am sure that that's what they're doing. They're teasing that. Now I know that Davey is made it clear that he is contract to MLW, but he also wrote something on there about the forbidden door being open. So I think there's a potential that we could see the Wolves come in for those tag titles in Impact Wrestling. Joe, what have you got to say on this one? Because I know that you had a little bit of a conversation with Davey on Twitter earlier today, didn't you?
Yeah, I watched this match this morning, but I just saw it on the off chance it was on the Impact Plus, and I thought I'd check out to get ready for tonight, and it blew me away. I was so pleased to see the Wolves come back together. These two guys kept me coming back to TNA, along with guys like Jesse Gardez and DJZ, and and to see the tag team that brought me into Impact Wrestling come back together after for such a long time. It was so amazing to see them go up against Infrared. Put on a massive stellar performance. These guys are really underrated, and
they were good. They're good.
High hopes for them in the future, and I hope we see them on Impact too. To be honest, I think because they are really, really good. But Eddie Edwards and David Richards, they just gelled together like you wouldn't have thought they'd been apart for over six years.
Yeah,
and like you said, I think this is now carrying them forward to tag team. I think they might they are tag team champions, and so they have definitely they've called out Sami Callihan and John Moxley as soon as they're able to come back into the ring, which I thought was a great way to end that match as well. To see the other side of Eddie Edwards. He's trying not to be heel. He's trying to be as nice as possible, but still leave a bit of salt in everyone's wings. The fact that Sami Callihan isn't there in the ring to face him.
Okay, yeah.
It was just just a really, really enjoyable match, and I've got a lot to say, but my mind keeps going blank because it's rushed into my head from my head too quickly. So I'm going to stop before I just go mute.
Before you explode into the void.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you had a Twitter conversation, didn't you?
Yes. It was a shout out to Davey Richards. Thank you for getting back to me. He asked me to basically push this match to you guys and get you guys interested. Check out if you've not checked it out, especially check out some of the stuff that Infrared have done elsewhere, because he's worked with them quite a lot of different other places as well.
Yeah,
so,
yeah.
David Richards is one of these guys that's clearly not in the business for himself. He's there to put over other people, and
as well. Yeah, I mean, he clearly stated what made that match as good as it was the team that they were working with, and that that's great to see. They were a young team.
Your opponent.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, they're a young team, and they were fantastic. And guys, the T-shirt that Trent's talking about, we'll reveal something a little bit later. This one's already available, by the way. This Total Nonstop Impact United Kingdom. It's a beautiful shirt. It goes beautiful with my eyes. So make sure that you go and check this one out on PWTs. Beautiful shirt, this one. Beautiful. So there's another shirt that you guys need to check out as well. So interesting. Trent's mentioning the Infrared had some matches on AEW as well on YouTube. So go and check those out. Very solid team. So, and they're young as well. So I'm interested to see where they go, over the next couple of years. Who knows? We may see them turn up on Impact Plus, or we may even see them turn up, on a BTI match, or you never know. They could turn up on Impact Wrestling. And I also believe that the reason that they're showing this match is that they are sowing some seeds. They're definitely sowing some seeds. We want the Wolves. We want the Wolves back. They'd be an amazing team to come back, and what a dream it would be 6 years on. 6 or 7 years on for the Wolves to reunite on Impact Wrestling and end up as the new Impact Wrestling Tag Team Champs. It would be pretty awesome.
Eddie's sort of been treading water sort of since Slammiversary, hasn't he? He's not really had much sort of direction since then. So maybe come, I don't know, sort of mid sort of early next year we see them, and maybe they build up to sort of Slammiversary for that match.
Yeah, exactly. Or even Bang for Glory.
Maybe.
Who knows? It depends on the situation with obviously Davey's MLW contract, whether they'll allow him to. I mean, he did mention that the Forbidden Door was open in his tweet. Who knows?
Yeah. And also maybe when Callahan's back, if they want to go back to that story.
Yeah, but then there's that as well, isn't there? There's a lot that could happen.
Can you imagine a trio of Callahan, Edwards, and Richards?
Oh that would be awesome. That just wipe out Violent by Design and the Good Brothers. They would need Rich Swan and Heath and Rhino.
That would be interesting. Anyway, can I just welcome Trent Zuberi to the chat? I don't think he's made his WWE debut yet, but it's nice to see Trent in the chat, conversing with us, so it's good. And obviously he's letting us know how good the Infrared team are and that they're available on AEW Alive, so make sure you go and check that out. So now, Sammy's making an appearance. There he is, our masked dog. Yeah. Our masked dog is here. There he is. Look at him. What a beauty. What a beauty. We then got BTI match tomorrow night. So we've got Ace Austin versus Hernandez. Now, this is an interesting one. The way this was sort of kind of happened was again via social media on this one, a little promo on social media. I quite like the way they're doing this, actually. I like the way that they sort of put these extra promos, on the social media platforms. I think it's quite good. It gives you a reason to check out the social media platforms as well, which I think is really good. But yeah, so this is going to be an interesting match. Obviously, Ace Austin's going to have Fulton in his corner. Obviously, Hernandez is going to have Johnny Swinger in his corner. I'm not sure. I'm pretty certain Ace Austin's obviously going to win this one, but or could it turn into some sort of all-out brawl with everybody getting involved? I don't know, or who knows? What do you think, Joe? What do you think?
It could spill over. It could end up with it spilling over to a tag team for the week afterwards to close off the year, or it could spill over to be a tag team on the night itself, from outside interference from Madman Fulton. But otherwise, I see Ace Austin getting the win over this. But either way, I'm looking forward to it. It's good. It's good to see Hernandez in the ring always, and Ace Austin. It's going to be great to see what he can do against the guy as big as Hernandez. I don't think we've seen him against guys like Doc Gallows, and how well he managed to stand up to him. So let's see him against another Goliath and just sit back and enjoy.
And you have to say, Hernandez looks fantastic shape. I think when he first came back at the start of the pandemic, when they went indoors, he looked a bit out of shape. But he looks fantastic now. The dude's been getting his ass in the gym, and he looks just as jacked as he ever did. What do you think,
Steve? He doesn't age. He's like Rhino. He doesn't age.
He's in his 50s, isn't he? He's late 40s, early 50s, I think.
I'd say late 40s.
He looks fantastic for his age, that's for sure.
I think he was sort of like mid-20s back in like the sort of 2004. So yeah, you add sort of 20 to that. Yeah, he's going to be like mid-40s.
He's got to be. I bet Trent knows. But what are your thoughts on where that's headed then? What do you think, Steve?
Honestly, I don't know. I mean, I thought there was going to be more to the Chris Sabin and Ace Austin stuff, because that felt like it ended very abruptly. And then, this kind of...
Did you say Chris Sabin?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, that felt like it ended very abruptly at Turning Point. I felt like that was...
Do you think that he might love this match?
He might do.
He might love this match. I think he'd love this match. I do. I'm not going to lie. I think Chris Sabin would absolutely love this match.
I love this match!
There you go. See, I was lining you up for that, bad boy. I was lining you up, and we got there in the end.
But yeah, we just got just strange, like where Ace has gone from there. That sort of can't sort of depict where he's going after this match. You feel Ace is going to win this, because I mean, as much as you love Hernandez, him and Swinger don't tend to win very often.
That's true.
So yeah, but yeah, it's just I don't see what this win really does for Ace.
Yeah, at least, well, there's one thing you can say is Hernandez and Swinger's win-loss record isn't particularly impressive, but Hernandez is still a great talent, and I love watching him go in the ring.
I mean, it will be a fantastic match, and I mean, both talents, they're both talented, and I mean,
it's been a bangorama.
It will. It'll definitely be a bangorama, that's for sure. Okay, so we move on. We move on. So we get into the Impact main show. We got no idea, as we always say every week, we've got no idea what order any of the matches are going to be in, but we know what's been advertised. That's interesting, bonkers. So you're saying Rhino's 46. So I'd be interested. I would definitely be interested. If anyone knows how old Hernandez is, I'd like to know. But anyway, so what we've got advertised, in no particular order. Let's go with this one first, because I want to talk about this, because this is how this one's sort of kind of heading. We've got Gallows and Joe Doring tagging versus Mac and Swan. I find it interesting they're not advertising them as the soldiers, because they seem to be sort of kind of like getting all the soldiers' gear, and everything else.
They haven't officially announced it or something.
I don't know, weird. I think they should be calling them the soldiers, but never mind. So, again, obviously, Gallows and Doring are going to be backed up with VBD and Carl Anderson, I assume. And, of course, Mac and Swan will be backed up by Heath and Rhino. And I think this leads back to where this is going. I think Mirror is spot on. That this is going to move into a four-way for Hard to Kill. Like I said, we're going to get four talents. I think it'll be Gallows and Anderson and Doring and Eric Young versus Max Swan, Heath, and Rhino. There you go. You heard it here. It here. Well, there you go. Hernandez, 48. He looks fantastic for 48. Right. Yeah. I'm 47. He's a year older than me, and the guy does super mexes all over the place. Right. Like, the dude is jacked. The dude is a badass. And fair play to that dude. He looks fantastic for 48.
Yeah.
But that's where I think this one is going.
Yeah.
What do you think? What do you guys think? I mean, Steve, what do you think?
Yeah. Little strange that it's Swan and Mac and not Swan and like Rhino and Swan and Heath, considering you've got one of each on the other side.
Yeah.
I still get the feeling that Doring and Gallows will win this, though. Given you've got this new group just formed, and you kind of have to give them the win, and then I get the feeling that I just get this feeling in the pit of my stomach that Swan and Mac are going to win that Hard to Kill.
Okay. But we're talking about a four-way thing, aren't we? So when I say a four-way, I wasn't talking 4 teams.
No, I know, but I just feel like they're going to lose a fair amount going up to Hard to Kill.
Okay. Okay, and then they're going to come out victors.
And then they're going to win at Hard to Kill.
Okay, and then obviously that sort of kind of opens up the possibility. I think what this does at the moment is kind of move away from a tag team championship match. I don't think we're going to see a tag team championship match at Hard to Kill, because I think this will be a 4-way battle. This is
it'll be a 4 corners kind of match.
Yeah, it's going to be a 4-way battle going on here. I mean, the other option could be that we see, like you say, we see 4 teams. We see Violent by Design. We see Swan and Mac. We see Heath and Rhino, and we see, Gallows and Anderson, the Good Brothers, and we end up with a title match with all 4 teams involved. But that the Good Brothers have obviously got some sort of plan in place by having VBD kind of back them up. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. There could be all sorts of stuff in plan. Just speculation now. Just speculation. Just thoughts running through my head where we could be going with it. I don't know. What about you, Joe? What do you think?
Well, you've both pretty much touched on what I was thinking. We touched on it earlier, especially with the 4-way. We have each team go at each other for hard to kill. Like Steve said earlier, one thing that everyone doesn't have that Violent by Design does have is Eric Young. And even if Eric Young's in the match, when we've still got Dina on the outside. And although I do think if this does go to hard to kill as a tag team title match, then I think Rich Swann and Willie Mack will win as well. It'd be good, to be honest, because as awesome as the Good Brothers are, I've been dying to see someone take the belts off of them for ages, just to add something new. Because the Good Brothers are better chasing the belts than they have been when they've held the titles.
I mean, for me, I just don't feel the Good Brothers need the belts. They don't need it. I mean, they're stars without the belts. You know what I mean? And that's what I feel with it. They could still have feuds. They can still do loads of bits and bobs. They don't necessarily need to have belts.
You need to keep it balanced. Have a star with the belt, then have an up and comer with the belt, then have a star. Keep it balanced. And we've had the Good Brothers with the belts now for so long that it's just felt a bit stale. You need something like.
Well, I think the problem is that they've just been battling the same people.
Yeah.
Like if they were battling different people, it wouldn't seem so stale. I think it seems stale because they keep it's either Finn Juice or they're either up against Finn Juice or they've been up against the Bullet Club or then it's Finn Juice again and there's a Bullet Club again. We need some different teams going against them.
Yeah,
that's what it needs. If we had more teams, it wouldn't seem so stale.
I mean, this run we've had from Mckay in the Knockouts division, it's been just enough to give Deonna a break to change her up. And I mean, Mickey's a veteran, but then if you are going back to Deonna, she's not quite what you would call a veteran. She's still an up and comer. So you've gone from up and comer to veteran to up and comer. So it does. It
and what's interesting is in her downtime, she's changed her character. Yes. So she's now created more interest and more intrigue. So that that's the thing. Like I'd like to see the Good Brothers go full on heel. Like get away from all this like buddy stuff and go full on heel. Yeah, that's interesting, bonkers. A 4-way elimination match, which is what we were talking about just now. There is a possibility. That's a great idea. Let's see where that goes as well.
Yeah.
But either way, we need something to rejuvenate that tag time. Go on.
Yeah, if they do make it a 14 match hard to kill, then I think it should be an elimination match rather than just a first to finish. Like it was at Bound for Glory a couple of years ago.
I think that's a great idea.
Because that would then add more to Eric Young having the upper hand and thinking he's got it won. I'd say that the Good Brothers and Heath and Rona get eliminated first, and so Eric Young thinks, so we've got this one. And then out of nowhere, Rich Swann and Willie Mack pull off the victory as one of the underdogs. He then leaves Heath and Rhino still feeding with Violent by Design as well, and so it's just a much more interesting way to mix it up rather than have another big multi-man first to a full finish match.
No, definitely interesting. Yeah, we then have Tennille Dashwood versus Jessica Mckay advertised. Now, of course, this will be the first time that we've seen one of the Inspiration go one-on-one with somebody. So that's obviously, something fresh, something new. Also a new opponent with regards to Tennille Dashwood, my favorite knockout. But I think this is the thing. I think this is a swerve match. And this is why I wanted to save this till now. I think this is a swerve match. We're going to see Tennille Dashwood probably win. All right, this match to then lead into what will be because she's then going to go, well, I've beaten you, so now maybe we should have a tag team title match, right? So we get a tag team title match. That'll all happen, and then right in the last minute, Tennille Dashwood is going to turn and help the Inspiration win and join the Inspiration. Da da da.
Yeah.
Spoiler.
Well, you saw Madison Rain's reaction when they all met up with, last week. She had no idea what the hell was going on.
No.
So I think it'd be a great way to have it all, especially for Tennille Dashwood. It'd be a great shift in character, and it's just something else to bring something else out of her for people who still don't like her, like yourself.
Yeah. By the way, good morning, Paul. Nice to see you, buddy, all the way from Hawaii. Thank you for joining us. What about you, Steve?
Yeah, like you say, I feel like Tennille will win. Firstly, because if she doesn't, then there's no way that you could say the Influence would get the title shot, because they in order to get a shot, you have to have a win over the champions.
Well, you have to have some kind of win, don't
yeah.
you? You have to have something which indicates that you potentially have a chance of winning.
Yeah. I mean, they have another week, so Madison could get the win over Cassie Lee. As for Tennille joining, if she does, then there would be no team to go against them unless we have a surprise turn up at Hard to Kill.
That's
which
true. Yeah.
There is the possibility of maybe... The only thing I can think of off the top of my head is something we spoke about a couple of weeks ago, which was the Allure from Ring of Honor, because I believe that was actually Madison's idea.
What, the Allure?
Yeah.
Or bringing them in?
No, that was her idea when she was in Ring of Honor. I think she pitched it, and then they said, "Now we don't want to do a beautiful people kind of copy." So she then said, "Okay, fair enough," and then they ended up doing it without her.
Okay, fair enough. I mean, it is slightly different to the beautiful people.
It is now, and I think it's better now.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's different, and I like it.
And I think and I think the look Madison's got now, it fits what they're doing.
Yeah,
because she wore jeans and kind of t-shirt, and she's kind of moved away from the old gimmick.
Yeah, no, I agree. And I think it's interesting. I mean, what you're saying is interesting, because I'm saying, so we're going to see, Tennille go to the Inspiration. She's going to screw Madison. And then maybe a couple of weeks down the line, Madison's going to turn up with her two chums, the Allure. And then we've got the three people involved with the Inspiration, and then we've got the three of the Allure, and it could. You're right. That could be a very good storyline.
It could go either way. It could be the influence versus the Inspiration, or it could be 3-member Inspiration versus a new team.
Yeah, but it's got to be interesting what happens with Caleb. What's Caleb and Mckay going to do?
Neil. Caleb will follow Tennille. I mean, you saw when they all met up, and he was just jumping around, even though he had no idea what was going on.
Yeah, he's going to follow Tennille wherever she goes. He's like Tennille's shadow, isn't he? But yeah, so that's going to be interesting. Now, the next match that we've got advertised, which is interesting, because this has kind of come out of nowhere, this one. What is interesting on this one, but although they did have their little meet through a promo, again, on social media. But we thought Laredo Kid was done. But we've got Chris Bay for the Bullet Club versus Laredo Kid. Now, that means that obviously he was at that set of taping, so Laredo Kid isn't done. So where's this one going to go? I think whatever happens, it's going to be an amazing match. Chris Bay is an amazing high flyer. Laredo Kid is an amazing high flyer, or should be Laredo man now, because he's a lot older than people realize. Apparently he's like in his late 30s, or early 40s or something. He's not a kid. So we got that Laredo Kid versus Chris Bay. So this is going to be a great match, and I'm looking forward to it.
Cocktail hour, brother.
This is the match that's going to open the night. There you go. I said it here. I think this is going to be the match that opens the night. What about you, Steve? What are your thoughts on this one?
Yeah. No, I was just thinking about the placement of the show, and I can see that actually opening the show. Well, we spoke, didn't we, a few weeks ago about Steve Macklin winning the X Division title, and when we thought he would win it. and I think we kind of half said that we felt there would be someone in between him and Trey. What if Chris Bay is that wrestler from, with the Bullet Club holding the X Division title?
Yeah, possibly, but again, he has to go against. Yeah, he's got to end up against Trey, hasn't he?
Yeah.
And there is a possibility that could happen. I mean, if Chris Bay takes out Laredo Kid, then also, yeah, you're right. That sort of kind of like throws him into a potential
X Division shot against Trey.
Yeah,
and I mean,
I agree.
What a match that would be at Hard to Kill.
Yeah, no doubt. Yeah, that could be very interesting because again, like you say, we haven't got anything there, but we've still got Macklin, haven't we? We've still got Macklin in the wings. Have they been saving that one-on-one? I don't know. He's also got, Norbert is just pointing out, hello, Norbert. Nice to see you, friend. I don't think we've seen you before either. Just put Norbert up. He's mentioning Mike Bailey, Speedball Mike Bailey. Again, is he going to be involved? Somewhere along the line, this dude's got to come in. They've signed him. What are they going to do? We're looking forward to seeing what happens with him. So there's people, Mike Bailey, getting involved in the X Division as well, possibly. So there's a lot going on with that. I'm just pleased that Laredo is still around.
Oh, yeah. He's got a lot. And I was a bit disappointed that the stuff with Matthew Raywalt never came to anything, because I thought he would have been a perfect mouthpiece for him.
Yeah, I mean, you could. Yeah, I mean, imagine if Matthew Raywalt was sort of kind of like Laredo Kid's manager or something. I mean, that could be interesting. I made a comment the other day. When you need to go and watch the Wolves versus Infrared again. He's on commentary, right? And listen to it again, watch it again, and think about Fozzie Bear, right? Think about Fozzie Bear when you're listening to the commentary of that one. Tell me that Matthew Raywalt doesn't sound like Fozzie Bear, all right, on commentary. All right, so make sure you go and do that. I'd love to hear your thoughts, where you think Bison is talking out of his ass once again, or whether you get the Fozzie Bear vibes as well.
When I was listening to him, he gave me Disco Inferno with a deeper voice tone.
Yeah, the Disco Inferno as well. You're right. Yeah, I don't know. Anyway, I'm going Fozzie Bear. Let me know what you think. Listen to it. Let me know what you think. Thinking of Fozzie Bear. Anyway, so it's going to be interesting where that goes. I'm excited on this one. I think it's going to be a really, really good match. Thank you for pointing that out, Mir. You're right. The backstage segment was on Impact last week because he sort of kind of, Chris Bay just basically picked a fight, didn't he, basically? Yeah, I remember that now. Yeah, I remember that now. That was good. Okay, so we then got advertised John Schuyler. Now, this is interesting. John Schuyler versus Trey Miguel for the X title. Now, I'm still not sure where this came from, but hey, let's do it. I mean, I'm interested to see where this goes. I'm a big John Schuyler fan, part of the growing fan base that loves a bit of John Schuyler. So, yeah, I mean, John's a great in-ring performer. So this could be a really good match. So I'm looking forward to this one as well. In fact, there's not one match on this card that I'm not looking forward to this week. So I think this is going to be great. What are your thoughts on this? John Schuyler, Trey Miguel, X Division title on the line.
Like you say, Schuyler can perform incredibly well. And he's proven in every match how good he is. Yes, I don't think there's a chance that Schuyler is winning this. If he does, it's going to be like the Matt Cardona win when he came in, like a complete shock.
Yeah.
But it's a competitive wrestler that Trey can have a fantastic match with and get a good win over.
Yeah, I agree.
So yeah, it's a good matchup. I feel.
100%, Mir. This is definitely a title match. It's not a non-title match.
Yeah, it's a title match.
I actually thought it was originally. I thought it was a non-title match until I went and checked.
Yeah. And we don't get many title matches on Impact, do we? So it's nice to see that.
Yeah, it's good to see it. I'm excited about it. What about you, Joe? What do you think on this one? You're a Schuyler man, aren't you?
Yeah, it's an interesting match. This is the first I've heard about it. But it's a good match to show Trey Miguel as a fighting champion. Just to start off with, I don't think I don't think John Schuyler is going to get the victory, but it's good to showcase what John Schuyler can do. And Trey Miguel is most certainly going to pick up the victory. The one thing I hope that doesn't happen in this match is that Steve Macklin comes in and runs interference, and the same with Chris Bay's match. I hope we don't see Steve Macklin come in and run interference. They can do something with him backstage and keep those two matches as they are.
I think there is a possibility that Macklin will come in and get involved in this because they need to set something up for a title match. And I honestly think that the title match is going to be Steve Macklin.
Oh, yeah. I'm saying, like, don't come in and ruin the match. Come in after the match.
That could happen. Yeah,
I don't want to see a match thrown like when Josh Alexander came out last week, and we had Lawrence D and Rohit Raju's match ended. I don't want to see that because that was getting to be a really, really good match. Then Josh Alexander comes out and destroys everybody. Yeah. Although as entertaining as that was, I was pissed off because I was so happy to see Larry D again.
Yeah, I agree. Now, talking about Larry D, we did mean to mention that earlier. I did mean to mention that earlier, but it was great to see Lawrence D make his debut last week. I wish they changed his title on the screen and everything. I liked his music. Yes. I thought it was jazzy and sleazy. I loved it. I love the fact that he had to spray ring dust before he started his match. Literally carrying it out like this, by his heart. I loved it. I thought it was really good. I'm interested to see where this one goes. So it was great to see Larry D back. Anyway, what were your thoughts on this? So I know you guys are very keen on Lawrence D, aren't you?
Yeah, it's good seeing him back again, and it's going to be very interesting, like you say, watching him go forward because it's going to be interesting to see if he goes forward with connections with people who he had with Larry D, or if he goes and makes connections with people who he had as Lawrence D.
Yeah, well, I'm hoping that this is just going to he's just going to be his own man. He's going to be his own character. He's going to create something new. That's the thing.
It's kind of a shame that we're seeing Deonna and Matthew Raywalt together, because could you imagine Lawrence D and Matthew Raywalt together with the over dramatic kind personalities that they've both got?
Yeah,
I guess I could see them working really well together. But Lawrence D is not a heel character. That's the only thing. Matthew Raywalt is pure blood heel, and him being homecoming king with Deonna Purrazzo, their alliance isn't going to end until homecoming.
It will never happen. No. Yeah, but it's going to be interesting to see where they go with it.
Oh yeah,
and how far they can push it. That's as well.
Yeah, I would love to see Lawrence D and Matthew Raywalt together. I think the chemistry they could have, even if it's a rivalry, the back and forth they could have together on the mic and in the ring would be really interesting.
Totally agree with that. I think it's going to be good. What's that, Courtney? Sorry, darling. Lawrence D. I can't believe I'm missing so much. What are you talking about? Anyway. And again, Norbert, you're exactly right. The unpinned, unsubmitted Steve Macklin, he's definitely going to get involved in this. Now, I don't know, are you getting this one set up for me, Steve? I want Mir to see this. Don't just put it in the chat, brother. Let's get it up. I want it on the screen, mate. Let's get it on the screen. I want Mir to see this. Share your screen. Share a screen of Rooney. Now, listen. Would I lie to you, Mir? Would I lie to you, my friend? You getting it up or what? Share that screen of Rooney. Share it away. Share. Let's see it. There it is. Share that screen of Rooney away. There you go, my friend. It's a title match. It's definitely not a non-title match. So there you go. It's going to be interesting to see where that one pans out. I'm excited about that. Now, the next match that we've got advertised is Rohit Raju versus Josh Alexander. Now, again, this one came about because Josh came down to the ring, interrupted Rohit's match, basically laid the smackdown on everybody. Rohit is obviously taking exception to that, and is basically, obviously, put this match has then been put together. Obviously this is a match setting Josh up ready to go against Jonah. I don't think it's going to be as easy as Josh is probably expecting. But we'll have to see where that goes. We'll have to see where it goes. What are your thoughts on this one, guys? Let's go with Steve.
Yeah, like you say, I think Josh is going to think he's going to run straight through this. Part of me feels like with everything every roadblock that Josh is coming up against, I wonder if we're going to see the return of Mahabali Shera here.
Maybe.
It's one of those things where, we keep seeing Josh kind of hit block after block after block, and could we see Rohit sort of have another one on him, and then get that more and more annoyed and angry, as he says.
Yeah.
What, Josh? More and more annoyed and angry.
Yeah.
Okay. What about you? What are your thoughts then, Joe? What do you think?
The only other thing I can see coming from this is it's going to go on for a good 4 or 5 minutes, and then Jonah's going to come out and attack Josh Alexander, and Scott Demore is then going to add an extra stipulation to the match hard to kill. The other thing I'd like to see a good clean cut match between Josh Alexander and Rohit Raju, because I would love to see what those two can do together. But I could also see this being like the mirror image of Rohit's match last week, where Josh Alexander came out and destroyed everybody. Jonah now doing the same because Josh Alexander called him out, and he wasn't in the building at the time, but he doesn't mean he's not in the building this week.
Well, that's true. Yeah, I can see that as well. I think it's going to be a really, really interesting match. That's for sure. And I whenever Josh is in the ring, I'm happy. Whenever Rohit's in the ring, I'm happy. Both guys are fantastic. You're going to get a good match, regardless of anything else. You're going to get a really, really good match. And
I can turn it on anytime, Pat. Come on, no problem.
There you go. Exactly. I've tried so hard to get an interview with Shark Boy. I cannot get him for love or money. He would not reply to me at all. I tried to get him to come on the flagship show one night one evening, but I just cannot get him to come on. I'd love. How good would Shark Boy be? Because that's the fishing line. Yeah, that would be amazing. But there you go. I don't know. It's going to be interesting to see exactly where this stuff goes. But either way, I'm very, very excited to see where, to watch tomorrow night. Last week was a fantastic show. I think this is going to be a fantastic show. How that sort of kind of leads into Hard to Kill. I think next week, obviously, is going to be more like I think it's a best of and an awards one and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, normally every 2 week period.
We're not going to get a massive amount on there. We might get a match on BTI possibly. I don't know. But then, of course, we then got Christmas. We then got to get the New Year show. Do they have a week off, or do they just do another best of?
I think they have a week off.
They might have a week off.
They had a week off. They had a week off last year, and then they went on to Genesis. The first week in Genesis, and they went on to from there.
Yeah. So what we've got now then, because as far as I can tell, Hard to Kill's on the 8th of January. So there's only time to get what?
Yeah,
2 shows in?
Yeah, but they have set up, like you said, four matches, and there's quite a lot that you can guess at. So they've done quite well at planning the event in advance, haven't they?
Yeah, they have. They're getting stuff planned in. But the thing is, we've got to create that excitement now. I'm assuming there's one Thursday. There'll be one Thursday. Is there?
Tomorrow, and then there's going to be the 8th, I think. No, the 6th.
So there'll be the 6th to be the Thursday, and then we'll go straight into the 8th, which will be Hard to Kill. So they've got one more show to set Hard to Kill up. As far as I'm aware, I've noticed online that the ticket sales are going really, really well. So I'm expecting a really good crowd for this show. This is a show I'd love to go to. I've got the T-shirt ready, so I'm looking forward to doing the review of it as well. So I think this is going to be a cracker. But that's pretty much all we got time for this week, guys. It's actually been a much longer show than I thought it was going to be. So there you go. But there you go. Anyway, so
we had
next
for about 10 minutes, didn't we?
Yeah, we did. But next week's show will be the best of 2021 show from the TNI UK boys. Plus, we'll touch on, the fun show, Throwback Throwdown. We've not yet decided, what we class as the best things come out of Impact in 2021. So you will need to join us live to find out what we decide to go with. The boys and I will be talking about this week, and we'll set the show up and we'll go with something like the best 10 things that we feel came out with 2021 for Impact Wrestling. We'll do something like that. And then we'll take it from there. And then we'll have a little chat about Throwback Throwdown as well. So make sure you join us for that. It's going to be a good show. We're going to have a lot of fun with it as well. So I'm really, really looking forward to that. So anyway, please don't forget to head over to the TNI Patreon for exclusive extra content when you sign up. And also make sure you watch tomorrow night's TNI Flagship Impact live review directly after the show, as aired on Twitch and YouTube. Again, you never know who's going to turn up for that one. It could be, I don't know, I might be there. You never know. Also, all the TNI shows are available on the list, for all you listen on the Go fans, audio only. Via SoundCloud, Spotify, iTunes, iHeartRadio, just, wherever you listen to your favorite podcast, we are there. So make sure you check that out. Now, where can we find you on the socials, Joe?
You can follow me on Twitter at Joe-ker-and-Steve, or you can jump onto Facebook, look for #EmptySpace, #TheVoid, #DailyGiggle, and you can... I forgot how my... thing goes, but anyway, jump onto Facebook, look for those 3 hashtags, and you can step into the empty space with an open mind, and you just might keep your sanity.
Okay, really cool. And what about yourself, Steve? Where can we find you, buddy?
You can find me over on Twitter at SimplySteve311 for everything Impact Wrestling related, and you can also find me over at WrestleBuddy.com under the Impact Wrestling header, where I post a new Impact Wrestling article every Thursday.
Okay, fantastic. And of course, if you're interested in finding out a little bit more about myself, the Bison, what's this, Bison? Do you need to read my comment before the end of the podcast? I don't know. What contract signing for Impact title match? I don't know, mate. I don't know, not really. But anyway, if you're interested in finding out more, getting to know me, give me a follow. You can find me at Lord Bison 45 on Twitter. I pretty much do all of my stuff on there. Make sure you give me a follow. I've finally broken the 1,400 mark, which I'm very proud about. Now I'm heading towards 1,500. So let's get sharing the Bison around. Let's get the follows. Let's get it on there. We need to get the follows on there. But anyway, please take the time to help us moving up on the rankings on YouTube and Twitch by giving us a good thumbs up. And if you're new to us, and you like what you hear, don't forget to click the red subscribe button. And don't forget to give that bell a tickle, a squeeze, or even a smash to never miss any of the great content coming from the UK and US teams every single week. So it's fantastic. But listen, if you want to support TNI, don't forget to head over to the Spreadshirt store and Pro Wrestling Tees. .com/Total Nonstop Impact. Now, while you're there, you need to be checking out the brand spanking new shirt from Lord Bison. Now, it's available on PWTs. It's also available, obviously, on the Spreadshirt, so you can get involved with that as well just before Christmas. So if you're interested in getting involved in that, go and check out the new Lord Bison Pure Beefalo shirt. Don't forget, we've also got the 100% pure beef one as well, 100% pure beefalo shirts. We got those ones as well. Get them over there, guys. Perfect time just for Christmas. I think this is a bloody cool shirt, and I'm going to say it now. If you guys are aware, it's a I've forgotten what it is now. What's the name of the guy that does those shirts? I've forgotten. The same guy that did the shirt for the TNI Owl shirt as well. Absolutely fantastic. It's a great design. And if you want to get that one, please do. It looks fantastic on red. So it really does look good on like a deep red wine shirt. It looks really good on that. So go and check that out. But it's a great shirt. You even notice it's got a beard on the skull as well. Of the Dead. That's it. Of the Dead. That's the dude that did it. So make sure that you go and check that out on the Spreadshirt Shop and PWTs just in time for Christmas. So get your orders in. With all that said, I have been Bison. They have been the incredible Joe-ker, and of course, the man simply known as Steve. And this has been episode 61 of Impacted. Take care, everyone.
We're